Have you ever felt like you're wearing a mask in your daily life? Like there's a version of you that the world sees, the polite, agreeable, successful one, and then there's the real you, tucked away safely out of sight? If that resonates, you're far from alone. Many people spend a significant portion of their lives concealing aspects of their personality, emotions, beliefs, or experiences. This phenomenon, often referred to as masking, camouflaging, or simply hiding one's true self, is a common psychological coping mechanism. But why do we do it? What drives someone to bury their authenticity? And perhaps most importantly, what are the long-term consequences of living this way? In this exploration, we'll dive deep into the psychology behind hiding your true self. We'll examine the root causes, from childhood experiences to societal pressures, and look at real-world examples of how this plays out. We'll also discuss the profound impact it can have on mental health, relationships, and overall well-being. Finally, we'll explore practical steps toward embracing authenticity and living more openly. Understanding this behavior isn't just about curiosity. It's about recognizing patterns that might be holding you back and finding a path toward greater freedom and fulfillment. Why do people hide their true self? At its core, hiding one's true self stems from a fundamental human need, the desire for acceptance and safety. We are social creatures, wired to seek connection and avoid rejection. When we perceive, rightly or wrongly, that revealing our full selves could lead to criticism, exclusion, or harm, we adapt by concealing parts of who we are. One of the primary reasons is fear of rejection or judgment. From a young age, many of us learn that certain traits, emotions, or identities are unacceptable. Perhaps you grew up in a family where vulnerability was seen as weakness, or where expressing anger led to punishment. In such environments, children quickly learn to suppress those unwanted parts to maintain love and approval. This pattern carries into adulthood, where we might hide quirks, insecurities, or unconventional opinions to fit in at work, with friends, or in romantic relationships. Social anxiety plays a significant role here. People with social anxiety often fear that their true personality doesn't measure up. They might see themselves as too awkward, too intense, or too different. As a result, they create a facade, mirroring others' behaviors, suppressing emotions, or avoiding situations where they might be exposed. This isn't deliberate deception. It's a protective strategy born from distorted self-perception. Psychological research shows that social anxiety distorts how we view our own traits, making us believe others will reject us if they see the real us. Imposter syndrome is another common culprit. Those experiencing imposter syndrome feel like frauds despite evident success. They hide their doubts, overwork to compensate, and attribute achievements to luck rather than ability. This often overlaps with perfectionism, where any flaw feels catastrophic. High achievers, particularly in competitive fields like academia or medicine, are prone to this, constantly fearing they'll be found out. Cultural and societal expectations amplify these tendencies. In many societies, there's pressure to conform, to be agreeable, successful, and emotionally restrained. For marginalized groups, hiding can be a matter of survival. Think of individuals concealing their sexual orientation, neurodivergence, or mental health struggles due to stigma. Masking in autism or ADHD, for instance, involves mimicking neurotypical behaviors to blend in, often at great personal cost. Childhood trauma or dysfunctional family dynamics lay the groundwork. If parents were critical, inconsistent, or overly demanding, children may internalize that their authentic self is unworthy. They develop a false self to cope, suppressing needs and emotions to keep the peace. Over time, this becomes habitual. Personality traits also factor in. Introverts might hide their depth to avoid overwhelming extroverted social norms. Highly sensitive people may conceal their intensity to not seem too much. Even neuroticism, a tendency toward anxiety and self-doubt, can drive suppression. In essence, hiding the true self is a defense mechanism. It's rooted in evolutionary psychology. Avoiding social exclusion was once critical for survival. Today, it persists because the perceived risks of authenticity feel very real. The signs and manifestations of hiding your true self. How do you know if you're hiding your true self? It's not always obvious, as the behavior becomes second nature. Common signs include feeling exhausted after social interactions, not from the activity itself, but from the effort of maintaining a persona. You might adapt your personality depending on who you're with, professional at work, laid back with one friend group, humorous with another. Emotional suppression is key. You smile through sadness, bite your tongue during disagreements, or downplay achievements to avoid seeming arrogant. Relationships may feel superficial because you're not fully sharing. There's often a lingering sense of disconnection, like you're observing your own life from afar. In professional settings, this shows up as overworking to prove worth, linked to imposter syndrome, or avoiding risks that could reveal vulnerabilities. In personal life, it might mean staying in unfulfilling relationships to avoid conflict or loneliness. Neurodivergent individuals often mask extensively, suppressing stims, forcing eye contact, or scripting conversations. Those with mental health challenges, like depression or anxiety, might present as perpetually cheerful to hide inner turmoil. Famous examples illustrate this vividly. Many celebrities have spoken about concealing their sexuality due to industry pressures. Think of figures like Barry Manilow, who hid being gay for decades fearing fan backlash. Others, like Sia, literally hide behind wigs to escape fame's glare. Historical cases, such as actors changing names or appearances to fit Hollywood's ideals, e.g., Rita Hayworth altering her Latina features, show how external forces demand inauthenticity. These manifestations aren't just personal quirks, they're adaptive responses with real psychological underpinnings. The profound effects on mental health and well-being. Hiding your true self comes at a steep price. Research consistently links inauthenticity to poorer mental health outcomes. A study in psychological science found that concealing one's authentic self evokes feelings of immorality and impurity, leading to emotional distress. Chronic suppression breeds anxiety and depression. When you constantly monitor and edit yourself, it creates cognitive dissonance, the tension between who you are and who you're pretending to be. This exhaustion, known as ego depletion, leaves little energy for joy or creativity. Burnout is common, especially in masking for neurodivergence or mental health conditions. The effort to appear normal drains resources, leading to emotional fatigue and identity loss. Over time, you may struggle to know your own preferences or feelings. Relationships suffer too. Authentic connections require vulnerability. Masks create barriers. You might attract people who like the facade, not the real you, leading to loneliness even in crowds. Physically, chronic stress from suppression weakens the immune system and raises risks for various health issues. Emotionally, it fosters low self-esteem and shame, a vicious cycle where hiding reinforces feelings of unworthiness. Imposter syndrome exacerbates this, linking to perfectionism and anxiety disorders. Those who hide often experience isolation, as they can't seek support without revealing what's hidden. In extreme cases, prolonged inauthenticity contributes to identity crises or even personality disorders. The toll is clear. Living inauthentically erodes well-being from the inside out. Pathways to embracing your true self. The good news: it's possible to stop hiding and live more authentically. Change starts with awareness. Reflect on when and why you conceal parts of yourself. Journal about childhood messages or fears driving this behavior. Therapy, particularly approaches like cognitive behavioral therapy or acceptance and commitment therapy, can help unpack these patterns. Build self-compassion. Recognize that your flaws are human. Challenge distorted beliefs. Social anxiety often exaggerates rejection risks. Start small. Share a genuine opinion in a safe conversation or express a suppressed emotion to a trusted friend. Cultivate supportive environments. Seek relationships where vulnerability is welcomed. Surround yourself with people who celebrate differences. Practice mindfulness to reconnect with your inner experiences. Notice when you're masking and gently experiment with dropping the facade in low-stakes situations. For imposter syndrome, track achievements objectively and internalize successes. Celebrate small acts of authenticity. They build momentum. Finally, remember that authenticity isn't all or nothing. It's a journey. Rejecting the mask doesn't mean oversharing. It means aligning your outer life more closely with your inner truth. Conclusion: the freedom of being truly seen. Hiding your true self might feel safe in the moment, but it comes at the cost of genuine connection, joy, and self-acceptance. Rooted in fear, shaped by experiences and society, this behavior protects us short-term but harms us long-term. From anxiety and depression to superficial relationships, the effects ripple deeply. Yet, embracing authenticity offers profound rewards: deeper bonds, reduced stress, and a sense of wholeness. Figures who have come out, whether about identity, struggles, or quirks, often report liberation, even amid challenges. You deserve to be seen and accepted as you are. Start by seeing yourself. The world needs your true self, not a polished version, but the real, imperfect, unique you. In letting go of the mask, you don't just free yourself, you inspire others to do the same. Authenticity isn't just personal growth, it's a gift to the world.